Well, isn't this nice? A change from the usual belligerent types.
Alright, let's not waste any time. I didn't want to do another update on this, but events, dear boy. Events. There have been so far 3 spurious strikes on my channel, probably all related to the current kerfuffle. Twatgate, dungeon drama, whatever you prefer to call it. One for self-harm, which is a single frame for an ancient video about Slayer's final tour, featuring their CD art. There have also been 2 privacy claims at random points in the live stream where I go over the article that's caused all this fuss. So, I don't know how those are going to play out. There's less than 48 hours now before Google looks at the claims. The clips on the timestamps don't contain anything that I think would be a worry, would be a problem. So I don't know how that's going to go. Back that shit up. There are plenty of slightly dodgy YouTube downloaders out there, and so I strongly encourage everyone to download the live stream and my videos on this channel, most particularly the audio, so that everyone has a record of it. And I grant you full permission to remix, re-upload anything you care to do with that information. Yeah, so download it, back that shit up, and you have my permission to re-upload, put it wherever you want. I am very disappointed in people and their unwillingness to do anything about this. People seem to think, oh, well, we already knew. Well, yeah, but there's a lot of people that didn't know, and this is confirmation. I suspect with some people what we have here is a symbiotic relationship between the woke and the anti-woke, in a similar way to that in which, 10 years ago we had a symbiotic relationship between trolls and moral entrepreneurs. The moral entrepreneurs could point at the trolls and say, look how terrible the internet is, we must do something, think of the children, and the trolls had a ready target that they know would react in a very public way. So both sides got something from it, and I think that's, to an extent, consciously or unconsciously, what's going on here. And I find that very disappointing, because I want a world that's moved beyond all of this stupid shit. I'm not going to bother with the screenshots, but Olivia Hill, nay David Hill, pre-transition, put out more information, which is just more confirmation that this all was a real thing that happened. The interviews took place, the content is seemingly accurate, but with more deflection, complaining about Dr. Weissman's ethics, subterfuge, however you want to do it, presenting it probably in the most negative light possible, but not actually denying anything either, which seems to be the pattern that's kind of emerging. Deflect, focus attention even more than it already was on Zach, ignore the actual problems and try to point the finger, character assassinate, point out how the information was got, those sorts of things, which doesn't invalidate the information that these people were colluding together to character assassinate people and drive them out of business, out of the hobby, right? Which strikes me as the far more important thing for the rest of us. Let Dr. Weissman worry about Dr. Weissman. We need to deal with this. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't seem to feel the same way. But that seems to be how it's going. The story is being suppressed and blocked. A lot of people who should be crowing in victory at this aren't. I think they want to keep the gravy train going, only it's not gravy, it's cabbage soup, and it's thin soup at that. And I've never been more disenchanted with the role-playing industry and the people in it than I am right now. This too shall probably pass, but it is disappointing yet again to see how things like YouTube's terrible moderation can be weaponized, how terrible moderation on places like EN World, Reddit, Facebook and so on can be weaponized, how people can, it seems, completely deflect from their own enormous wrongdoings by complaining about how the wrongdoings were found out. And it seems to be working, sadly enough. If you want to hear a slightly more positive Grim, I talked over these stories on nerdcognito.com, and that podcast should be up at some point today. Tonight is Tabletopless, starting around 9 p.m. UK on ePlay. Go to criticalhole.com if you want to see me run a game for naked people. Hopefully that'll be just the pick-me-up that I need. Oh, one last thing before I go. Some people have been complaining that I have been dead-naming Olivia Hill. I do this not to be a dick, but so that they can't escape their past, the things they've done in the past, and so that their past work and relevance to the hobby can be more easily tracked. When Janelle Jaquez died, it was quite difficult to track some aspects of their career due to their name change after their transition, because some places had changed the name, other places hadn't. Obviously the name was still the same on a lot of the old physical books and their scans and cover scans and all the rest of it. So it was a problem. I also don't think transition and subsequent name changes that can go with it should aid one in escaping one's past and the things that one has been involved in and so on. There's a famous-ish story of Dr. V and the Magic Putter, where basically a con artist who happened to be trans used their transition as a way to escape some of the consequences of their past actions, and I don't want anyone to get away with anything. Just so we're clear, it's not to be a dick, it's for real practical reasons. Muted Zang.
What happened today? See, I don't like I have, okay, like a lot of you, I hate a lot, you know? But I hate with style and creativity. Yeah!